This was the moment of reunion between a father and daughter after a long separation. But strangely, the daughter, who was usually lively and cheerful, had suddenly become elegant and poised. Although Nick noticed that his daughter's speech was a bit unusual, he didn't think much of it and planned to make it up to his daughter. However, he had no idea that the daughter who came back this time was actually another daughter he had never met before. A few weeks ago, Annie was still an elegant and dignified young lady. She arrived at the world-renowned summer camp in a luxury car. But on the first day of entering this place, she encountered a bizarre phenomenon. There was actually a girl here who looked exactly like her. Both were startled by each other's appearance. But the little girl in front of her seemed quite casual. The fashionable earrings and trendy nail polish formed a stark contrast with the young lady Annie. Not only did they look exactly alike, even their birthdays were completely the same. Then the two talked about their parents. Annie had grown up without a father, while Hallie had grown up without a mother. Hallie hurriedly took out the only photo of her mother, and Annie followed suit, taking out the only photo of her father. If everything before was just a coincidence, then at this moment, these coincidences had converged into an indisputable fact. They were a pair of twin sisters who had never met. Shortly after their birth, their parents divorced. Annie went with her mother to London, England, while Hallie lived with her father in the United States. But due to the different family environments, Annie appeared elegant and poised under the influence of her mother, while Hallie appeared lively and cheerful in the company of her father. With a longing for each other's family life, the two introduced their fathers and mothers to each other. Surprisingly, both their father and mother were still single. So, the two little girls made a bold decision to swap identities and experience a different life. They believed that even if this secret was eventually exposed, their parents would swap them back. They might even be able to get their parents back together. The next day, Hallie meticulously described every corner of the house and every family member to Annie. Annie, on the other hand, taught the unique greeting gesture used at home. But to completely fool their parents, they had to undergo a makeover. So Annie cut off her long hair without hesitation. But that wasn't enough, because Hallie had pierced ears and Annie didn't. To leave no clue, Annie had to get her ears pierced first. From this moment on, they officially became each other. As the summer camp activities came to an end, the sisters' plan was also set in motion. After clarifying their roles, Hallie got into Annie's luxurious limousine and then boarded a flight to London. On the plane, Hallie's heart was surging like billowing waves. She didn't know if her mother would accept and love her. Soon the plane arrived in London. The butler came to pick Hallie up first thing. However, Hallie's short hair quickly caught the butler's attention. Hallie cleverly brushed it off, saying she wanted to change her hairstyle. Then Hallie used the greeting gesture she learned from Annie. Hallie skillfully passed the butler's test. Visiting London for the first time, she was full of curiosity about everything around her. The bustling sights of London instantly fascinated her. Then Hallie arrived at her mother's residence. She was also very happy to see her mother. Hallie then stepped lightly into her mother's room. Every decoration here exuded elegance and refinement. Her mother Ella was a renowned wedding dress designer in London. Her works had even won the favor of a Greek princess. In the following days, Hallie fully immersed herself in the tender warmth of a mother's love. Mom would often take her to the studio. There, her mother's focused and graceful working figure exuded an intellectual charm. However, Hallie had another important mission on this trip: to find out about the romantic story of how her parents met. At the same time, Annie also arrived smoothly in California. But Annie was faced with an even trickier situation. During this time at summer camp, her dad had actually started a new romance.
Hi. You are in way over your head. Is that clear?
Crystal,